Price of rice remains where it is even after launch of Rice Revolution by President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday in Abuja. Muhammadu Buhari said the price of rice in the Nigerian market is expected to fall as the country is launching 13 pyramids of rice paddy. Trust TV's Fatima Musa visits Wuse and Utako markets to sample the price of rice.
The Anchor Borrowers Program, ABP, launched since 2015, is expected to catalyze the agricultural productive base of the nation, particularly rice production. Consistent with this, last Tuesday, President Buhari launched Rice Revolution in Abuja, where he commended the Central Bank of Nigeria for its effort at providing the country's farmers with ready buyers of their produce. The president acknowledged that the Rice Revolution will curb massive rice smuggling. However, few days after the epoch-making launch, sellers and buyers of rice say price vary in the markets.
You know, when the current administration took over, we expected to, it's long overdue though, because we expected before the inbound importation of rice and the commodities, they should have in stock enough that will serve for masses, for enough like 3 to 4 years before inbound importation of foreign rice. But now, thank God, we're ahead of this now, and we pray that it will affect the market and the price of things will be get down. Because, you know, Nigeria, the cost of living is high. I cannot tell you that people are barely surviving because of the cost of living, because of the prices in the market.
You know, what we are getting, or the rumor we are hearing, is that the rice will be into the market. So it's a nice one, but I don't think if the rice is being introduced to the market, it won't help. I don't think it will bring the cost of the normal rice in the market down, because that one is from the federal government. So we still have local rices. We have a local firm that produces rice, and we still have the foreign rice. So bringing that pyramid rice to the market, I don't think it will solve anything. Like the former price now, if you are buying foreign rice now, the rice is at about 33 or 34,000 naira in the market. While the local rice, Mama's Pride, they sell for 24 or 25,000 naira. So launching the pyramid rice into the market, I don't think it will have any effect on reducing the foreign or the local rice.
I didn't see it in the market. Because we are still buying it, because a bag of rice, local rice, is 27,000 and Moody is 900. The mood supposed to come down like 400 or 500 so that we can be able to buy it. Even a bag supposed to be 10,000. Yeah, we're still buying it 27,000. I want the government to bring it down. It's not because they are doing their campaign that they want to bring everything down. If they want to bring it down, let them bring it down so that the poor people can be able to afford it and buy it.
Local, I used to buy 24, 25, 26, but as at last year, December, I think I got around 27,000, which is still very high, and it's localized. So I think federal government, they need to do something to bring the price, because they say it's local. So let it be local for a local man to be able to afford it. That is. Probably I would like them to take it down to 15, 16, not more than 16. Because at the end of the day, somebody that is earning 30,000 a month can be able to afford at least half bag or 3/4 of the product. That's what we are praying for.
They said they expected a reduction in price of rice after the launch, pleading with the government to keep to their words. Fatima Musa, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And you're welcome back. We are now being joined by Muhammad Ali Baba, who is a special assistant to the National President of Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN. And he is also a development finance expert, and he retired from the Central Bank of Nigeria back in 2018. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, we saw that last Tuesday, President Muhammadu Buhari launched the Rice Revolution here in Abuja with 13 pyramids of rice, pledging also that rice would go down in the coming weeks. But from the market survey that our reporter went for today, nothing has changed. When do you think Nigerians should be expecting this change in price of rice?
Yeah, well, as you rightly observed, you said the changes will come in the coming weeks. So usually when policies or initiatives are announced, there's a lag in transmission, generally. But you see, feelers also from the market, because what you saw there were pyramids of paddy. It takes time to translate them into milled rice. But you see, feelers from the market, even today we confirmed that the prices of paddy, which is raw materials for milled rice, have actually, come down since the pyramids were unveiled. So that even that announcement effect is already taking toll. But by and large, those that have stockpiled their wares must have bought them at the old prices. It's not an easy thing for them to simply translate because of this.
Now, Malam Mohammed, you worked with the CBN for a number of years before retiring in 2018. And from reports I have here, it says that the CBN has said it will inject, or it has injected over 90 billion naira into Anchor Borrowers scheme to promote rice farming. Out of this amount, only 77 billion naira has been repaid. Can this scheme be sustained in view of the fact that farmers are not repaying these loans? Now, you have been a part of the CBN and you're currently a part of the RIFAN. These are two bodies that have been working hand in hand to ensure that the common man in Nigeria, the farmer in the grassroots, gets a loan to sustain himself and his family.
Yeah, initially there were challenges. Typical of every new initiative, there will be challenges. And in Nigeria, we seem to have an entitlement mentality that anything that comes from government is my share of the national cake. That was at the initial stage, there were that tendency. But every new initiative that goes through reformation. We refine them as we move along. So at the moment, there has been improvement in repayment because of the strategies that have been, put in place. Particularly now, we don't deal with individual farmers. We deal with them in clusters. They have contiguous farmlands, so they're usually in groups with leadership, identifiable leadership. So, and part of the orientation is that you don't bring in people with, poor character into your group, because even if it's only one that hasn't paid, it's as if the entire group has not paid. And two, we're also working with the traditional leaders across all the stratas, from the emirs to village heads to district heads and the like. And because they are close to the grassroots, they are able to identify farmers that are actually of good character that will repay these loans. And more so, any person that comes through this traditional leadership, they are most likely to comply because they wouldn't be seen to be in the bad books of their leaders at the grassroots. So there has been some, appreciable improvement.
Now, we know that the federal government has placed a ban on the importation of rice to boost local production. But still, the preference of Nigerians as to what type of rice to eat still remains in the favor of foreign rice. Do you see Nigerians gradually adopting the usage of local rice anytime soon? Or are we still going to keep going in circles of having smuggled foreign rice into the country just to satisfy the urge of Nigerians who feel like the local rice is not enough?
Yeah, by and large, even Nigerian consumers have realized that the Nigerian rice, the quality has tremendously improved, because the old complaint usually were stones and foreign bodies. But with the proliferation of mills all over the place, which are largely private investments, quality improvement machinery and technology has been applied. And luckily for us, as part of the spiral effect, is that even local fabrication of these machines are ongoing. So even small grassroots cottage mills now employ the use of distoners, color sorters, and other quality improvement machinery.
But is this accessible to the local farmer?
Of course, I mean, millers, farmers don't bother about that. Miller, it's a value chain. So you have farmers producing, and then you have millers. And even among the millers, we have different categories. You have the artisanal millers at the grassroots there. You have small-scale millers. You have medium-scale millers. But by and large, most of them are actually employing this technology. But most importantly, we're also embarking on advocacy, because what people don't realize is that this foreign rice, is our orientation. They're actually almost poison, because a lot of them stay in their warehouses, and to maintain their quality, they are often chemicalized. So increasingly, with the health conscious awareness of Nigerians, a lot of them are coming to terms with the fact that these local rice are more farm fresh. They are relatively risk-free in terms of health, because they don't stay long enough to require preservation.
Now that brings us to my next question. You said that the foreign rice is more hazardous to health because of chemicals used in preserving it and all. Now, I was going to ask you, rice is a global food. In Asia, in the US, in the UK, everybody eats rice. And Nigeria produces a large amount of this commodity. Do you not think that this is something that we can be exporting to generate revenue for the country, seeing the economic downturn that we are currently faced with as a nation? And if we're going to be exporting this, don't you think other countries will assume that our own rice is also a foreign rice that has been preserved and therefore not good for their health?
Yeah, we'll get to the stage of export soon enough, once the local markets are satisfied. So, but, in the international market too, information is very fluid. It's available. You know which ones, which stocks are fresh, which stocks are. So, as Nigeria joins the export league, of course, it's the fact that a lot of, most of its own production are fresh will be available in the market, because there are quality checks already, and those involved in that business actually don't just buy anything. Of course, they assess the qualities, and based on available information, they will know that Nigeria is mostly fresher, because we don't have, backlog of stocks. Usually we are almost, for now, from hand to mouth, whatever we produce, we process. So that gives us an advantage, because, it's obvious that it's farm fresh.
Now, Malam Mohammed, as a part and parcel of RIFAN, and somebody who has been in interactions with the stakeholders at the top and the farmers at the bottom in the grassroots, how do you think the launching of these rice pyramids will affect the lives of ordinary Nigerian farmers in the country?
Yeah, the fact is, it's part, the initial challenge when we started this program was the fact that even the existing rice mills, then we are importing brown rice and simply cleaning and bagging. So then the local farmers had gluts, because even the little they were able to produce wasn't of taking. But with the policy you initiated, though we need to correct the fact that Nigeria didn't ban importation of rice, what Nigeria government actually did was to stop allocation of official foreign exchange for importation of rice, because we can produce them. So it's led to conservation of forex. Before the
indirectly the ban of rice.
Thank you. So before the advent of this program, Nigeria was spending between 1.5 to $2 billion yearly to import rice. So now, virtually, in fact, zero is allocated. So the import, and that is why most of those that are bringing in the foreign rice will have to rely on smuggling, because if they have to bring them through the ports, they have to source their own forex, they have to pay duties, they have to pay levies, and then, by and large, if they have to go through that process, there is no way it will compare with our local. It will be astronomically higher. And that's why they have to rely on smuggling. But that too, we're working on it, because there's a relationship with the Benin Republic now, which used to be the landing port. Increasingly, they are cooperating with Nigeria and stifling the smuggling route now. And in reciprocation, RIFAN has just signed an MOU with them to facilitate development of their own local rice economy, so that they can take advantage legitimately now of ECOWAS and African Free Trade area. So, like we say, what I'm driving at is the fact that the market is awash. You've just mentioned the possibility of export. Already, a lot of these mills are coming up in droves. When we started this, before the commencement of Anko Borough, we didn't have more than 6 integrated rice mills. Now we're heading towards 100, and they're huge integrated ones. And there are so many in the pipelines, not to talk of hundreds and thousands of small scale and even cottage ones. So, and all these are opportunities, market opportunities for farmers. So it's been very, very lucrative for the average farmer.
It's all right.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Malam Muhammad Ali Baba, for your deep insights into this particular discussion.
Thank you very much.
I have been speaking with Muhammad Ali Baba, who is a special assistant to the National President of Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, RIFAN, and he is also a development finance expert, and he retired from the CBN back in 2018. Thank you very much once again, sir, for joining us.